What if the biggest obstacle in your life isn't the people around you, your lack of opportunities, or even your past, but the endless conversation happening inside your own mind? Imagine standing at the edge of a diving board. You know the water is safe. You know thousands of people have jumped before you. Yet instead of moving, your brain creates one terrifying scenario after another. What if something goes wrong? What if I fail? What if everyone is watching? Minutes pass, then hours, then days. Eventually, the opportunity disappears, not because reality stopped you, but because your thoughts did. This is overthinking. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It disguises itself as intelligence, preparation, and caution. But in reality, it's often fear wearing the mask of logic. And if you don't learn how to control it, it can quietly steal your confidence, your happiness, and even years of your life. Your brain has one primary mission: survival. Thousands of years ago, constantly analyzing possible dangers kept our ancestors alive. Spotting threats before they appeared meant escaping predators, avoiding poisonous plants, and surviving another day. But the modern world is different. Instead of wild animals, your brain now treats awkward conversations, career choices, relationships, and even simple text messages as life or death situations. The survival system never received the update. That's why your mind replays embarrassing moments from 5 years ago, as if they happened yesterday. That's why you imagine conversations that never occur, or worry about problems that never arrive. Your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It's trying to protect you. The problem is that it's protecting you from imaginary dangers just as intensely as real ones. One of the greatest illusions of overthinking is that thinking more will eventually produce certainty. We tell ourselves, if I analyze this long enough, I'll finally know the perfect answer. But certainty is something life rarely offers. Every decision carries unknowns. Every opportunity contains risks. The more you search for absolute certainty, the more trapped you become. Instead of making progress, you become stuck in endless mental loops, reviewing the same information from different angles without reaching a conclusion. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving constantly, yet you're going nowhere. Interestingly, overthinking often feels productive. You may spend hours replaying conversations, imagining future outcomes, or mentally preparing for every possible scenario. At the end of the day, you're exhausted, so it feels like you've accomplished something. But mental effort is not the same as real progress. Thinking about exercising doesn't strengthen your muscles. Planning a business doesn't create income. Imagining confidence doesn't make you confident. Action changes reality. Thought alone rarely does. Psychologists sometimes refer to this cycle as rumination, the repetitive focus on problems without moving towards solutions. Unlike healthy reflection, rumination doesn't solve anything. It simply feeds anxiety. Imagine getting stuck in quicksand. Your instinct is to struggle harder, but every movement sinks you deeper. Overthinking works the same way. The harder you chase the perfect answer, the deeper you become trapped inside your own mind. Another reason overthinking is so dangerous is because your brain cannot always distinguish vividly imagined experiences from real ones. When you repeatedly picture failure, rejection, embarrassment, or disaster, your body responds with genuine stress. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles tighten. Stress hormones increase. In other words, your body suffers from events that never actually happened. You experience the pain without ever facing the reality. Social media has made this problem even worse. Every day, we're flooded with carefully edited highlights of other people's lives. We compare our unfinished chapters to someone else's polished success story. Then the mind starts asking impossible questions. Am I falling behind? Why aren't I as successful? What if I never catch up? Comparison creates more thoughts. More thoughts create more anxiety. More anxiety leads to even more overthinking. It's a cycle designed to feed itself. Perfectionism also fuels overthinking. Many people believe they overthink because they care deeply about making the right decision. But beneath perfectionism often hides fear. The fear of criticism, failure, or regret. The perfectionist believes there's one flawless path waiting to be discovered. In reality, most successful people don't make perfect decisions. They make reasonable decisions and adjust as they learn. Progress almost always beats perfection. One powerful way to interrupt overthinking is surprisingly simple. Separate facts from stories. Imagine you send a message to a friend and they don't reply for several hours. The fact is simple. They haven't responded, but your mind immediately creates stories. They're angry with me. I said something wrong. They're avoiding me. Hours later, your friend replies, apologizing because their phone battery died. The suffering wasn't created by reality. It was created by the story your brain invented. Learning to ask yourself, what do I actually know, can instantly weaken many anxious thoughts. Another strategy is setting a time limit for decisions. Without boundaries, your brain will happily analyze forever. Give yourself a reasonable deadline, maybe 20 minutes for a small decision, 1 day for a larger one, or 1 week for a major life choice. Once the deadline arrives, decide and move forward. Remember, confidence rarely comes before action. More often, confidence is the result of action. Mindfulness can also become a powerful tool, not because it magically removes thoughts, but because it changes your relationship with them. Imagine sitting beside a river. Each thought is like a leaf floating downstream. You notice it, but you don't jump into the water to chase it. Overthinkers often treat every thought as an emergency requiring immediate attention. Mindfulness teaches something revolutionary. Not every thought deserves your belief. Physical movement is another underestimated weapon against overthinking. When you're trapped inside your mind, your body becomes inactive while your thoughts race faster and faster. Walking, exercising, stretching, or even cleaning your room shifts attention away from endless internal dialogue. Movement reminds your nervous system that life is happening outside your head, not just inside it. Perhaps the most liberating truth is this: your thoughts are not your identity. Just because your mind says you'll fail doesn't mean you will. Just because it predicts rejection doesn't make rejection inevitable. Your brain generates thousands of thoughts every single day. Many contradict each other. Many are irrational. Many are simply noise. Wisdom comes not from believing every thought, but from choosing which ones deserve your attention. Think about every major success you've ever had. Chances are, none of them happened because you felt completely ready. You probably acted while feeling uncertain. You spoke despite being nervous. You applied despite doubting yourself. You started before feeling prepared. Courage has never been the absence of fear. It has always been the decision to move despite fear. At the end of your life, you probably won't regret the moments you acted imperfectly. You'll regret the opportunities you watched disappear while waiting for certainty that never came. Overthinking promises safety, but often delivers only hesitation. Life belongs to those willing to take imperfect action. So the next time your mind begins spinning endless what-if scenarios, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this thought helping me move forward, or is it only keeping me stuck? That single question can interrupt the cycle before it gains control. Your mind is an incredible tool, but it was never meant to become your prison. Learn to use it without becoming trapped inside it. Because the goal isn't to stop thinking altogether. The goal is to stop letting your thoughts live your life for you.